3v3 Argent Shelf Redux. Blue team a couple of Warps, but Exarch. First up is Tengu, and we also have the good stuff 128. These guys basically exist to annoy you. They can teleport around with great map control and harass your stuff. Great control abilities to begin in range combat, but they can get a melee weapon alongside object variable expected as a Grey Knight brother captain. Not very grey though. Durable commander that walks through objects and cannot be suppressed from good offense and support fights in melee combat. Red team triple chaos, and all three chaos champions are in play here. We have Captain Pwny, the ROSEN warrior, as a chaos lord, durable and destructive commander, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed on very good offense and disruption fights mainly in melee combat. And alongside DarkLyranz as a chaos sorcerer, offensive and disruptive commander, lots of game manipulation and control abilities with some pretty powerful offense too. And rounding off the teams, Bashful Pwny is a plague champion, starts off range combat damage over time. Bolter can get melee weapons, some decent utility, and support can build turrets and repair, but it's very slow. This is the Alpha Legion elite scheme. A pretty cool scheme it is, and they're kicking off already. Grey Knights then in the mid. Lots have been said about Grey Knights in 2.4 onwards. As it stands now, a lot of players are just straight up banning them from their lobbies, and I don't mean just one or two. If we look at the public lobbies list, you see quite a few popping up that say no GK, Grey Knights not allowed, which is pretty crazy. Straight up not allow an entire faction into your games. The highest points of contention seem to be the strength of the brother captain himself, especially combined with his teleporter and stuff. Also the burst damage of operatives, and also the fact, of course, that Grey Knight variants of Terminators can retreat, even though that retreat ability had its cooldown increased to a full 5 minutes. People are still complaining about it. Down goes the Sorcerer. So we'll see. Personally, I have not played 2.4 that much. I haven't played much Dawn of War 2 in the last couple of months, so I've missed a lot of 2.4 stuff, especially 2.4.2. And I don't think I've ever played against a Grey Knight player, so I can't really speak to it myself. Although I think it's a bit crazy to completely ban an entire faction. Especially since I've also seen games streamed where the Grey Knight player intentionally did not use any operatives or any Terminators, and people still call them overpowered and lose. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Tengu with double Banshees, which suggests he's going to use some of that group teleport shenanigans. We have double Strike Squad for object variable expected. So no operatives yet for this guy. DarkLyranz with double CSM, double Heretics, and Bashful Pwny with some Havocs on the field. These guys sticking around way too long for DarkLyranz and getting chopped to pieces by Banshees. But here come double Heretics. They do get away though, those guys. Grenade launcher Stormtroopers. I remember when these were the things that everyone complained about. Strike Squad in heavy cover now with their 15 DPS piercing. We have some Nurgle worship though, but these guys only have light cover. Havoc's too far back to make an impression. Need to push up a little bit here. I guess they're just waiting for the double Strike Squad to run into them. There we go. And suppressing that entire blob. Grenade barrage. No, I guess he doesn't really have anything to follow it up with that great, so he doesn't bother using it there. Left side on this western edge with the contested VP in what is a very, very narrow space here. It does open out into this even more narrow space, but it's generally really tight over here. Chaos Lord might be able to dominate quite a tight space pretty well. There's some Khorne worship, and he's going straight after the Shuriken. Shuriken needs to change targets, but it does not, and pays the price. Was disrupted, but double Banshees there, and he'd already used his kill the week, so he was in huge trouble. And looks like the Eldar are going to keep this west side now, because here come double Banshees. We do have Aspiring Champion Heretics in there. One of the Banshees is very, very low, needs to get out of there. What is he waiting for? Do they get away? They do get away. Helped out by a great couple of special attacks there from the Banshee squad, knocking down 2 squads. Wow. They just got steamrolled there. Banshees soaking up so much damage and they still got away. Strike Squad in retreat in the mid, but the Chaos teams are pushed all the way back to their natural here. Straight into tier 2 for Object Variable, and we have straight into tier 2 also for Tengu, but he did get double Banshees, double Shurikens. But yeah, no aspects up for the Banshees at all. So he could go tier 2 pretty quickly there. And now the good stuff with double Banshees himself. Wow. 4 Banshees on the field for from two Eldar players. Right, the captain does have his Nemesis Force Sword. Pretty scary that. Nemesis Force Sword buffing double Banshees. That is scary indeed. And they're going to take this VP again. Red team are in disarray. Look at the map. It's almost completely blue. Do they have any chance here? Nowhere near tier 2. Double cap for blue team. We have some Dire Avenger shield. Only one Dire Avenger shield up. But they're going to lose a couple of gens. No, they do not lose a couple of gens. They do lose a node and a generator though. Wow. Bashful Pwny going for a long tier 1, I think he meant there. So he's getting some noise marines out. 497 to 376. That triple cap ticking down for the blue team, but down goes a Shuriken on this side. Forcing melee combat there with some Chaos Space Marines. Banshees are going to wipe, I think. No. Did they wipe? I think they got into the webway in time. I think they did. That was insanely close. And now they get out back at base to heal up. Wow. He's going to get a power bash here. Is ROSEN Warrior. Got the VP too. If he can get this entire bash going, that's going to be a massive boon for his team. But look at that. Blue team. Oh, good grief. Lots of dead heretics. I was going to say, blue team have a contested power full in the middle there. And here comes a Falcon for Tengu. And red team aren't even in tier 2 to start thinking about getting some anti-vehicle on the field. Can they take out this Shuriken here? They can. The Eldar players starting to drop stuff. Here come double Banshees with aspects from the good stuff. No Exarch though, and they're actually forced off there. But the CSM getting chased down. Yes, they do. Ouch. Sync kill finishing them off there. And they're going to get away just fine. CSM not forcing melee combat on retreat. And it's... No, I was going to say some Wraith Guard for good stuff, but he cancels it. Goes for some Fire Dragons. Falcon is already on the field on this west side for Tengu. Having to re-bash his own node to get it back. Tier 2 finally for Bashful. DarkLyranz is down to just 2 units. He is struggling here. Object Variable going straight tier 3, I think. Why not? Red team are not even into tier 2 yet. Nobody on the red team is in tier 2. That is so slow. Might be all over for them right now. The Warpster Exarch is down over here. Brother Captain will come to revive. That will get him to level 3. And he's got the Psychic Lash. Can fling the Sorcerer and the Plague Champion around, I guess. So maybe target an aspiring champion with it. Falcon bashing power. Absolutely nothing they can do about it, pretty much. Need some Plague Marines up and quickly. Tengu going double Falcons. Surely that's a mistake. We'll see if he spots it, or indeed if he intends to get that. Webway Gate smack bam in the middle. Should have put it behind the shot blocker, I think. But does anyone in the mid have an aspiring champion? No, they don't. So they can't actually spot it anyway. Banshees getting back into the Falcon. They bash a hell of a lot of that power. 2 gens and a node. And it's looking really bad for the red team. CSM getting absolutely owned. Dark Creepers coming up the eastern side now for the good stuff. Still got his double Banshees, as does Tengu. Did lose a Shuriken though, as did Tengu. Red team do have their natural, but I think it's going to be assaulted again right now. Yup. Double strike with their Justicars, so they have those energy bursts, I believe it's called, to slow down maybe melee heretic trying to get in, or slow down the sorcerer himself and burn some energy off him. Of course, it's quite an energy intensive commander. 492 to 261. Falcon again, it goes for the power bash. Absolutely nothing that they can do about it. Chaos Dreadnought, we have a Blood Crusher on the way and some Havocs. And blue team making a big mistake not pushing here. I don't think they realise just how far behind the blue team are. And he does have those double Falcons up, Tengu. CSM behind heavy cover. We have a Nurgle Shrine up to help them hold this area. Was that Psychic Lash on the Sorcerer? I think it was. And he is forced to retreat. Here comes a Blood Crusher. Now what do they have to deal with it? They have a Fire Dragon squad, which is still back a base. Need to get it into that webway and get it forward. They can use this Blood Crusher as a battering ram and try and get closer. But look at this brother captain causing all sorts of problems here. 492 to 229. Double Falcons bashing your gens. Las Cannon getting shots in though. Takes out one of them. That is pretty sloppy from Tengu. Pretty sloppy indeed. And they do take out that Las Cannon as it retreats out. Really strange game so far. Really lopsided. Chaos Dreadnought on the field with that autocannon now. With the Blood Crusher, and it needs some good worship support. But DarkLyranz is completely off the field pretty much. He has a lot of resources though, he's not spending them. Double Blood Crushers might have been good at the right time, and it's still pretty good, I think. There's only a Fire Dragons and a heavy melee Exarch on the Howling Banshees, and that's it in terms of AV. Where are the Fire Dragons? They are hiding behind a ruined vehicle there. Wow, not enough pressure on this VP, I think. Really not enough pressure. Look at the damage from those double strike squads. They must have their Cybolt and ammunition. I think they do. Gives them 20% more damage. And when there's 4 models doing like 15 DPS piercing each, that adds up. Of course, they're going to start leveling soon, doing even more damage. These guys are in fact level 3. Red team are getting this west side. Mark of Corn CSM. Is that double Mark of Corn CSM? It is. Wow. We do have Wraithguard, I guess. So he wants to get into those pretty quickly. Also have a Falcon. They can try and chase it down with their melter pistols. I guess everything's in the webway system right now. I can't select it. Oh, Tengu's coming to the mid. His Falcon is here already. Wraithguard, I guess, are inside it. Yeah, you can see them sticking out there. 482, I should say, to 178. Red team have the 2-1. Is this the start of an epic comeback here? Comeback, I should say. Object variable expected. Now has some tier 3 interceptors on the field. Really good tank hunters for Grey Knights. Something they kind of needed, I guess. These guys can teleport, and they start with side cannons now. Able to freely switch between side cannons and melee weapons. But their Justicar doesn't actually get a side cannon. So often you don't see him purchased. Still gives them the awesome Furious Intervention though if you do get him. 461 to 178. Lot of blue stuff here. Jockeying for position, trying to get in. And they do get in. Banshee is going straight after the Dreadnought with Fire Dragon support. Now it's the Blood Crusher trying to tie them up. That is Banshees going into a huge amount of trouble there. Do they get away? Looks like they do get away. They weren't really focused down that well, I think. Damage was spread across 2 squads a bit too much there. Massive engagement. Red team holding though, and Bloodlet is in amongst a bunch of Eldar stuff, but they are taking Wraithguard shots. These are DarkLyranz Bloodletters. Do they get away? 4 hit points they do. Just about get out of there. Very, very close. Look at this though. ROSEN Warrior coming over and wrecking some stuff with his double Mark of Corn CSM. Wow. Really bad engagement for the Grey Knight player. And the Falcon goes down as well. That was ugly. And ROSEN is pretty pleased with that. Good engagement for red team. Nice flank there from ROSEN Warrior. I didn't even spot it, so I guess the Eldar didn't spot it either. I think they took too long to assault there. They should have assaulted immediately when the red team weren't even in tier 1. Triple 4 to 156. Red team did lose their natural somehow in that melee. And now the Warpster Exarch has teleported to the west side to decap. He has the heavy gauge death spinner, enhanced warp jump generator, and shimmer orb. He might want to think about getting entangling web since he's up against a Chaos Lord and double Mark of Corn CSM here. Level 3 and level 3. These guys are not messing around. This could be a dead Warpster Exarch if he's not careful. He is careful and teleports out. Side cannons for those interceptors. Forcing off some heretics there. Red team need to get that contested back, and now they're bashing power. Well done, red team. Push forward and get some power bashes. Why not? More interceptors on the way for the Grey Knight player. It seems like he's making an effort right in this game to not get anything that is considered overpowered or unfair by a fair number of players. Maybe it was said in the lobby beforehand that he wasn't allowed to use operatives, although preventing someone from using paladins and terminators is pretty ridiculous. That's basically most of their tier 3 gone. 426 to 154. And blue team are pushing through the mid. A nice Doom Bolts, but not nice enough to force off double Howling Banshees there. Bloodlust used by ROSEN Warrior, increasing damage as you get attacked in for, I think, all of his units. Was it affecting the stuff in base there? Maybe not. Seems to only be affecting these guys. There's some Corn Worship. 408, 154. Was that even Bloodlust, or was that just the Corn Worship? I'm not sure. I think it was Bloodlust. That global ability of the Chaos Lord. 402 to 154. Warpster Exarch is level 6 for the good stuff. And they both have exactly the same build today. No, I can't actually select Tengu. They are assaulting the shrine, which will suppress them intermittently. Not good for Banshees, of course, but they did get in there. Now the Wraith Guard completely unopposed. No, shut down by the Noise Marine Sonic Blast, and here comes some Chaos Terminators using their Power Fist to punch the crap out of those Wraith Guard. And now they have to teleport out of those Side Cannons as well. Those Side Cannons are painful. Brother Captain level 4. There we go. That was weird. And we're back. Sorry about that. The replay froze. Never seen that before. I thought someone had conceded or something. But no, we're still going here. Hopefully without any more technical issues. Never ever seen a replay freeze. You have a Shuriken capping this Western contested, so it's going to be a 2-to-1 for blue team. Red team are, of course, focused around this shrine, and blue team are falling into it, and they're just assaulting it over and over again. So much room here to try and drag them out. Especially since that's where the VP is. Uh-oh. Mark of Corner CSM caught in retreat by double Banshees, but they do get away. 367 to 147. It's a spirited effort by the red team, but they've got a lot of VPs to make up here. Double Chaos Terminators on the field. Do we see some Lightning Claws? I mean, surely we will. There's 4 Banshees on the field. No sign of any yet, though. No Lightning Claws yet. Are there even any melee heretics that are around? Yes, they are. These guys are default heretics still from Bashful Pwny. Pushing through. 367 to 125, going straight for the natural here. And that's an auto drop, and that is an orbital from object variable expected, and that is going to be nasty. They're not retreating out. Is that going to kill the Chaos Lord? Yes, it does. Boom. That was pretty nasty. 367 to 122, and DarkLyranz is down to a single Terminator squad, and that is it. Where the hell even is it? Oh, it's getting chased down now. Teleporting after it, and those side cannons are painful. And they're going to get chased down and finished off, I guess. No way they're getting out of there. 367 to 120. Down go those Terminators, and DarkLyranz lost his entire army. Now goes for a Phobos to try and recover. It's just double interceptors only, though, for the Grey Knight player. Level 5 by the captain has Holy Armor of Titan. And they get the blue team's natural, but look at this. Red team's natural has been taken as well. Hell Fury Strike goes in from the Brother Captain's Global Bar. Now chasing down some Chaos Terminators, and this could be bad. This could be real bad. That's double interceptors chasing them. Oh, they're able to teleport away. There we go. They did have their teleport available. West side has turned red. 355 to 112. And the double Markov Corner CSM have actually done pretty well. Are they both level 4? Yes, they are. Wow. 21, 96 hit points. Not bad at all. And a quick double for red team. Yes, it is. Not over yet. Now we see Grey Knight Terminators on the way for object variable expected. And because DarkLyranz lost his entire army, we might see the blue team run through here. We'll see how they deal with the Phobos. I don't think that's a good fight for the double CSM. He's used Bloodlust here. Wow, he's doing a lot of damage with it. Might be able to finish off those Banshees. Yes. And there's a Noxious Cloud and a Chains of Torment. Markov Corner CSM doing a really good job with Bloodlust there. Banshees will be in retreat path. Can't quite finish off those Havocs. But one of those CSM is really low on health. Dropping 2 models really quickly. But they are able to get out of there. And it's a 2-1 for red. ROSEN has done a good job pushing this west side when he can. He's actually capped that power there. Fire Prism on the field for the good stuff. The Grey Knight Terminators will hit the field. They do take a long time to get out now. I think it's 75 seconds, basically, as long as they're land ready to get onto the field. Autok still around for Tengu. Has the Executioner's Spear. He's actually the last player to go tier 3. 284 to 112. Great and clean one. Going to hit the field soonish. There's that Psychic Lash doing work still. Big engagement here. Phobos is going to join it in a second. Wraith Guard can damage it. Fire Dragons need to get close though to damage the Phobos. They're getting a bit too close there. Hell Fury dropped in. Phobos needs to use the Dirgecaster. Where is it? There it is. Double interceptors with Psy Cannons and a Fire Prism and Wraith Guard. It's a hell of a lot of AV. Down go. Double grenades there. Those crack grenades. And yeah, Phobos did not last very long. DarkLyranz, again, you are running wide because there's a whole lot of stuff there, I think was the reason.
The foe seeks to deprive us of a vital resource point.
Okay, so not looking good for DarkLyranz. 280 to 91. And blue team are seriously in a good position now. DarkLyranz needs to get stuff on the field and keep it. Chosen Plague Marines on the field for Bashful Pwny. Not really a match for Grey Knight Terminators though. And there's the Holocaust from Liber Demonica. Walks of Exarch on capping duty. And the other one is contesting the west side, as you can see on the minimap. 278 to 90. Some more CSM for DarkLyranz trying to recover here. Chosen Plague Marines need to reinforce off the shrine. There we go. Walks of Exarch gets shot down. Yes, but he did take the VP. And now they have a 2-1 again. And almost 200 VP lead. Foul Snare from the Great and Clean one, which for once did not bug out. Double CSM is still pretty dangerous. Oh, there's that Psych Out grenade. That is an awesome grenade. I think it drains energy as well as suppressing. Green Knight Terminators need to be careful. They can, of course, retreat out of here, but for some reason they are not doing so. 278 to 71. There we go. Wow, they lost 2 models, though. Got away with, what, 530 hit points. Great and Clean One needs to be careful. Chaos Terminators teleporting into huge amounts of trouble. What were they doing? Just trying to get the blue team off their doorstep, I guess. Doorstep, even. Look at the red that the good stuff has. He can drop a nuke any second. Grand Clean One getting into all sorts of trouble from ROSEN. Gonna go down here. Yeah, that was sloppy. Got a little bit overexcited there. And blue team are capping up the west side. Grand Clean One's going to explode. Those Banshees are awfully close. Boom! Almost finished them off. If they're a bit closer, I think it would have wiped them out. That was awesome. Still that 2-1 for blue. Red are making a run at blue team's natural now. The Chaos March, but that's an Eldritch, surely. Yes, it is, and that is a really good place to put it. Wow. At least 3 dead Marines there, I saw. Might have got one of the Chaos Terminators too. That's pretty much stopped their advance in its tracks there. Really good usage of the nuke. Meanwhile, the west side is looking very, very blue because ROSEN Warrior keeps coming to the mid to try and help out, I guess. Oh, I thought both players were going to finish the game with double Banshees, but I guess not. Because these guys, good stuff, lost one to those CSM. 2-1, this might be the end. GG says ROSEN. Oh, Imperial Abyss. But it actually takes out some Terminators. 273 to 23. I think they teleported into it. Did they? Okay, ROSEN's not happy. It's a 2-1 and they're going to see out this game. Red team have very little left. Bashful Pwny still has a huge army though. But it seems that DarkLyranz had a really bad game. Which happens to us all. It really does happen to everyone. And he's continuing to bash power here, Tengu. Level 10 Warp Spider for the good stuff. Level 9 by the captain. He was so close to level 10 as well, this guy.
Triumph is ours.
And did the whole thing with the Nemesis Force Sword. Level 4 Warp Spider for Tengu. With a level 5 Chaos Lord. Had the Blood Maul at the end. And level 4 Sorcerer. Level 6 Plague Champion. There you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for that technical issue with the freeze there. Not sure what was going on. And I'll see you next time.